Hi, students. My name is Miss Hollison, and I am the teacher librarian at Dublin High School. Today, I want to talk to you about book awards. These are all different awards, different medals that you're going to see on the cover of some of the books in the library. And I just wanted to break down what the medal means, what it represents, and hopefully it will inspire you to pick up some of these amazing books. So let's get started. The first one is the California Youth Reader Medal, and I love this award. I love it because it is very student youth focused. So next year, if you are picking up a modern book and you love it, you can't get enough of it, you actually get to nominate these books. So you go to the website and you put forth your favorite modern story. Teachers and teacher librarians get to nominate, but not because we love the book. We really truly are nominating because it's what we see our students picking up. So again, very student focused, which I think is amazing. Once the committee gets all of these nominations, they get together and different representatives ultimately vote on it. So again, it starts with students and then it goes to CATE, which is the California Association of Teachers of English. It goes to CLA, which is the California Library Association, also CRA, which is the California Reading Association, and CSLA, which is the California School Library Association. So it starts with students, which is my favorite part, goes to a really great committee, and then ultimately they put out their winner. It's been going for a really long time. It's been going since 1974. So if you look, I'm showing you some pictures of some of the current winners, but I also had to go back to some of my favorites. So we've got a Miss Hollison favorite up there of If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. And then also one that I forgot how much I loved until I saw it on the list. Miss Nilsson is Missing. Such great books. So if you see the Youth Reader Medal, pick it up. They are student nominated. Next up is the John Newbery Medal. So this is one that's given to an author. And it's such a great medal to receive. It's given to an author that the committee says has really distinguished contributions to American literature. So this is a book that really truly has changed literature, pushed it further. I gave you some examples that are some of my absolute favorites. The One and Only Ivan is just so heartwarming. I wanted to put up Free Water, which is the current winner, because it is a beautiful story. And then one of my favorites, which is Crossover by Kwame Alexander. These are truly amazing books. So if you are looking for an author and then ultimately what they wrote, something that is really distinguished and really pushing literature forward, this is definitely the medal for you to look for. Next up is the Caldecott Medal. So think the exact same thing. So think the idea of distinguished, American, amazing, but this truly focuses on illustration. So this is given to the artist that creates the most distinguished American picture book for children for that year. It is also given out by the ALSC, and it's been around for a really long time. So 1938, I had to go back. I had to go back. So I went to Where the Wild Things Are, Polar Bear Express. And then if you look at the middle bottom, Why Mosquitoes Buzz in People's Ears, again, one of my favorites from my childhood that I didn't think anybody else knew about. So I loved seeing it on this list. I gave you some of the current ones. Hot Dog, which is awesome. And then if you have been participating in the One City, One Book, we have been doing great work with that. This year we read an amazing book, but the year before we read Watercress, which is beautiful. Such a great book. If you see the Caldecott Medal, you know that you're going to open up just an absolute beautiful picture book. Coretta Scott King Book Award has a cool backstory. So at an ALA meeting, there was two teacher librarians and a publisher, and they were talking about the previous awards that I just went over are amazing and they're great. But at that point, there hadn't been any artists or any authors that were people of color that were being recognized. And so, in honor of Martin Luther King and his wife, they wanted to create an award that truly brought out and respected the work that was being done by people of color. So that's where the Coretta Scott King Book Award came from. It's been around for a while. So ever since that meeting, so 1970, they started to put forth their book winners. And then in 1974, they started to do the same thing with illustration. The criteria for this book award is really truly to empower the Black community and the people of color. It really looks at the experience that these people are going through and truly highlights exceptional, beautiful, just powerful books. I also wanted to look this one up because in my work as a teacher librarian, I'm constantly looking at different book lists. And so many of the books that I kept choosing over and over again, just because I liked them and I thought they were powerful and beautiful, were on this list. So I highly encourage you, if you see that amazing medal, to pick one of these beautiful and heartwarming books up. Next up is the Orbis Pictus Award, and this one is given by the National Council of Teachers of English, which I was an English teacher for many, many years, so I am aware of this award. This one is different because it really is looking at nonfiction. So much of what we do in the library is fiction, which I think is amazing. But I also wanted to give a nod to nonfiction. The really prominent one that you see right there is one of my current favorites. It is titled Blue, and it looks at the history and the origin and the power and the mystery behind the color blue. Absolutely amazing book, and I highly encourage you to check these out. So again, as a reader, we want to make sure that we are reading all different types of genres. We want to look at poetry. We want to look at picture books. We want to look at all different books. If you see this medal, you are picking up something that is nonfiction, and as you can tell, it's amazing. The Jane Addams Children's Book Award, I really like this award too. It's very much its own sort of organization. This is a group that is looking to empower students, and their focus is really to encourage thought and peace and social justice, and making sure that you're not just a student in Dublin, that you are a part of the global community. So all of these books are very carefully selected. The committee consists of activists and teachers and all different people that really have a shared focus, which is to make sure that the books that they choose inspire children to know more about the world that they are living in. So obviously understand your world in Dublin. That's incredibly important, but know that there's so much more out there. So if you are looking for a book that you want to know a little bit more about the society that you're going to go into when you get a little bit older, definitely pick up a Jane Addams Children's Book Award. They've been around for a while too. So we've got 1953. And again, just about the eligibility, the committee looks at questions. So they look at questions about how can we ensure justice when these students become adults? How can we ensure peace when these students become adults? So these are, again, books to check out if you really want to feel a part of the global community that you already are a part of. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. So again, my name is Miss Hollison, and I'm the teacher librarian at Dublin High School. But I'm also your teacher librarian too. So if you have any questions, you can definitely reach out to me. If you've got questions about your local library, you have amazing media tech librarians at your site that you can definitely ask questions. But again, I'm always excited to talk to any of our Dublin students. Hope that you have an amazing day. And remember, it's always a great day to read a great book.